Hello, teachers. I am a training teacher from the EGU Thinking Play and Learning Center. Today I am very pleased to be here to carry out a learning and exchange activity themed Transforming a Love for Play into Skilled Play, and Skilled Play into Wise Play, focusing on our Magnidesk play and learning materials. Before we start, let's first watch a short promotional video to get a quick impression of Magnidesk. Now that we've watched the promotional video and gained a general understanding of these materials, let's start today's training journey. Today's presentation will focus on 4 parts. First, the project origin. Second, the material configuration. Third, the game introduction. And finally, we will discuss the implementation and organization. Now, let's move on to the first part, the project origin. As society progresses, the collective aspiration for high-quality education has intensified, making the transition toward high-quality development in early childhood education an inevitable trend. In this transformative process, play serves as the fundamental mode of learning for young children. Toys function as children's textbooks, and high-quality learning materials consequently become critical pillars for elevating preschool education standards. The team of experts from the Play and Learning Materials Research Center has long been dedicated to studying the development of children's thinking. They firmly believe that thinking is the core ability through which children understand the world. Guided by this principle, they are committed to researching and developing play and learning materials that effectively promote cognitive development. So, how exactly does children's thinking develop? From sensory-motor thinking to concrete representational thinking, and then to formal abstract thinking. Moving from physical actions to mental representations, and finally to abstract logical concepts. We can see a clear developmental pathway. However, while children's toys today are incredibly diverse, many have limited ways to play, making it difficult to support continuous cognitive development. As the saying goes, even the cleverest housewife cannot cook a meal without rice. So, how can we enable a child's thinking to spiral upward? Based on this need, our team independently developed a set of tabletop cognitive blocks called Magnidesk. With play as the medium and cognitive development as the goal, it allows children to naturally experience the process of cognitive progression through hands-on manipulation. With a single set of materials, thousands of games can be realized, leading both teachers and children from a starting point of zero to high-level development. Now that we understand the design philosophy, let's take a look at the specific configuration of Magnidesk. Based on the developmental characteristics of young children, Magnidesk is divided into 3 levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced, which correspond to green, orange, and blue package. These are specifically designed for 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and 5 to 6 age groups respectively. Each set contains 8 small boxes, 4 of Box A, and 1 each of boxes B, C, D, and E. Every box is marked with a letter in the bottom right corner for easy identification. Additionally, each set comes with a detailed teacher's guide manual to help educators better utilize the materials when conducting activities. Taking the beginner level as an example, let's see what treasures are hidden inside each box. Box A is the core material. It contains magnetic baseboards in 4 different sizes, ranging from 1 to 4 units. These boards can stick to one another, allowing children to use this magnetic property for construction games. During the building process, mathematical concepts are naturally integrated. For instance, children must select baseboards of various sizes to create a specific shape, and when necessary, perform equivalent substitutions. For example, 1 unit for baseboards can be replaced by 4 Unit 1 baseboards or 2 Unit 2 baseboards. This is the most intuitive demonstration of mathematical logic. Additionally, Box A includes wooden sticks in 3 lengths: short, medium, and long, along with several game instruction cards. Boxes B, C, D, and E contain auxiliary materials designed to support various rule-based games. Teachers can use the reference cards at the bottom of each box to count and organize the components, which helps children develop consistent storage and organization routines. This table clearly lists all the materials included in the beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels. As you can see, items such as haystacks, small trees, and carrots are closely tied to a child's daily life, fostering a sense of familiarity and resonance when they play. While the variety of materials is extensive, it is precisely this richness that provides the physical foundation for the concept of one set of materials, 1,000 games, ultimately supporting the holistic development of every child. Now that we've covered the basic information about the materials, I'm sure you're all curious, what kind of tricks and games can actually be played with this set? Let's keep moving forward to find out. Magnidesk primarily supports 2 major categories: construction play and rules games. Based on these, we have further subdivided the system into 4 core modules: imagination, connection, logic, and transfer. Specifically, the imagination module corresponds to construction play, while the remaining 3 modules correspond to rules games. These 4 modules function like interlocking gears, working in synergy to drive the holistic development of a child's thinking. In the imagination module, children's construction skills develop progressively through engagement in building play. The entire process is clearly visible, evolving from initial random manipulation and unconscious stacking when first encountering the materials, to gradually mastering construction techniques such as stacking, enclosing, and flat laying. This progresses further into intentional representational construction, and finally, the ability to build for a specific game purpose. To enrich children's construction experiences, we provide construction cards for their reference. These are primarily divided into 2 types: construction skill cards and construction modeling cards. Now, we can use the materials freely for a construction experience, either by following the construction cards or by using our own ideas. This process also serves as a way to become familiar with the game materials. Next is the connection module, which includes a series of memory games focusing on the cultivation of children's attention and memory. These two elements are vital foundations for cognitive development and the enhancement of thinking. For example, consider the game, Go Hide and Seek. After setting up the baseboards, both players secretly place their 5 game pieces within their own designated areas. They then take turns guessing the location of the opponent's pieces. This game specifically trains locational memory. Throughout the process, a child's memory capacity gradually expands while they also acquire effective memorization strategies, laying a solid foundation for future learning. The logic module primarily consists of mathematical games designed to promote the development of children's core mathematical experiences. It covers 4 major areas: class inclusion and patterning, number conservation and operational thinking, graphic and spatial cognition, and comparison and measurement. For example, in the classic carrot race game, children must move their game pieces a corresponding number of steps based on the quantity shown on the face-up discs. This directly involves counting skills within the realm of number conservation and operational thinking. Finally, we have the transfer module, which consists of a series of strategic games. These games involve various methods and techniques, with a difficulty level higher than the previous modules, making them more suitable for older children. Our goal is for children to be able to transfer and apply the strategic thinking and abilities gained from these games to their future learning and daily lives. Like the construction games, the rule games also come with corresponding game instruction cards. These cards feature a double-sided design. Front side includes the game number and name, game objectives, main image, game type, player quantity, type and quantity of game items, and clear game rules. Backside provides step-by-step assembly diagrams for the game baseboard to make it easy for children to set up independently. Furthermore, every game is accompanied by a video tutorial of approximately 1 minute, which can be viewed via YouTube. Our goal is to use 1 minute of rule explanation to support 15 minutes of focused play, ultimately helping children gain wisdom for a lifetime that can be transferred and applied throughout their lives. To ensure everyone can quickly grasp the essence of these materials, we have selected several classic games from each level for you to experience today. Beginner level, carrot race and color guessing. Intermediate level, Go hide and seek and forwarding or blocking. Advanced level, 4 in a row in space and Go Hercules. Of course, once the training session concludes, we encourage you to personally experience every single game to fully understand the progression. Through this comprehensive set of materials, children do not only achieve systematic development in their cognitive abilities, their qualities of thinking such as focus, persistence, innovation, and creativity also receive a significant boost. The beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels each contain 16 foundational games, 48 games in total. However, the true charm of Magnidesk lies in the fact that we can play 48 plus N games. Where does this N come from? It comes from the creative expansion of those 48 foundational games. We call these initial 48 games seed games. Once children have mastered them, they can use them as a base to create and derive their own new games, truly achieving the goal of 1,000 games. So, what are the different dimensions of innovation? We can encourage them to modify the games through several key lenses. First, we can consider the number of participants. Most Magnidesk games are designed for 2 players. However, if more children want to join, we can adjust the setup by expanding the baseboards, adding game pieces. Second, we can consider the difficulty level. Since children develop at different rates, the games should be flexible. For example, in the color guessing game, beginners can start with a simple 2 multiplied by 3 baseboards. As their memory capacity expands, we can incrementally increase the challenge by using larger and more complex baseboards configurations. We can also consider it from engagement and fun. Increase some fun rules, such as the lucky wheel or extra mechanics. The materials and win conditions can also be considered. For example, swapping carrots for blocks or other thematic items, or changing the goal from who eats the most carrots first to who reaches the finish line first. Let's take a look at a case of child-led innovation.
石头剪刀布，对，老板结账，老板结账，老板结账，有，知道你要几个？当然了，你呢？我又打你啊！加倍，加倍。好加倍呀！都把你顶了！你顶了！都你搞的！
This specific game was adapted from the game 4 in a Row in Space. The children took the initiative to transform the original single-row board into a 4-row configuration. This change significantly increased the complexity and made the gameplay much more challenging and engaging. The game is Police and Thief. It is tailored to the developmental levels of junior, middle, and senior kindergarten classes by teachers. Junior class has simple rules: thief steals carrots, police catches thief, focus on route planning. Middle class at haystacks as obstacles, requires strategic thinking. Senior class has advanced rule with traps introduced: roll a 6 to place a trap, make opponent returns to start point, which enhances the unpredictability and emotional regulation. Now that we've finished the introduction of the games, let's talk about how to organize and deploy these materials in our daily activities. First, the proportion of each module varies across the 16 games of each level. Junior class, As children are in the initial stages of cognitive development, the focus is primarily on construction play within the imagination module. At the same time, some games from the logic and connection modules are also introduced. Middle class. During this period of rapid cognitive growth, the curriculum shifts its focus to mathematical games within the logic module. Senior class. As children prepare for the transition to primary school, their thinking skills become more sophisticated. Therefore, the focus is primarily on strategic games within the transfer module. The Magnidesk materials are designed for classroom use, with one set provided per class, consisting of 8 small boxes. We recommend placing them in a fixed location to create a dedicated Magnidesk learning corner. Furthermore, these materials possess the dual attributes of both building blocks and thinking blocks. When children first encounter the materials, they can begin by using them as construction blocks. This allows them to fully familiarize themselves with the components while developing their imagination and building skills. As their engagement deepens, they can gradually transition into rule-based games. This represents the overarching logic for utilizing the Magnidesk materials. First, let's look at how to organize the activities when these materials are being used as building blocks for building games. We can prepare several small baskets to categorize and store similar materials together. Affixing clear labels to each basket will make it easier for children to identify and access the materials they need. Construction play and role play are often inextricably linked. Once children have built a scene, they frequently name it spontaneously and begin engaging in corresponding role play activities. In this process, they generally progress through 3 advanced stages: exploration play stage, intelligent play stage, and creative play stage. In the exploration play stage, children primarily focus on becoming familiar with the materials, organizing them, and engaging in autonomous construction. In the intelligent play stage, children can begin imitative construction by following the designs provided on the construction cards. In the creative play stage, in addition to autonomous and imitative construction, children can engage in themed construction. By setting a specific theme such as an amusement park, children can build more elaborate and diverse scenes. In the exploration play stage, we should give children ample time for free exploration. Since there is a wide variety of materials, they can be introduced step by step. For instance, we might start by providing only the baseboards. Once the children are familiar with them, we can gradually introduce other materials, such as the wooden sticks and carrots. In the intelligent play stage, construction cards are formally introduced to guide children in intentional imitation and learning. This facilitates a transition from random building to purposeful building, thereby enhancing their construction skills. In the creative stage, themed construction activities can be launched to encourage children to engage in innovative building. By collaborating with peers to complete large-scale themed projects, children develop their cooperation and communication skills. Once children fully familiar with the materials through construction play, the Magnidesk set can then be utilized as thinking blocks to formally begin role-based games. Since each level contains 16 games, introducing them all at once can be quite a challenge for both children and teachers. Therefore, we suggest to split the 16 games and distribute them evenly throughout each school year. Taking the junior class as an example, in the first month they have the materials, we focus primarily on construction play, then later, we can introduce 2 rule-based games. In the second month, keep the 2 old games from the previous month and introduce 2 new games. This creates a 2 old plus 2 new rotation model, ensuring that children can practice until they have truly mastered and understood the games. In the rule-based game phase, materials can be deployed by the 1 basket per game, 1 basket per card format. This means the materials required for each of the 4 games planned for the month are placed into independent baskets separately, with the corresponding game instruction card attached. In this way, when children want to play a specific game, they can simply take the basket. This makes the materials both easy to access and simple to tidy up. Any remaining materials not currently being used for these games should stay organized by category, so children can freely access them for construction play or their own self-invented games. Just like with construction play, children also go through 3 spiraling stages of development when engaging in rule-based games: exploration, intelligent, and creative play. In the exploration play stage, the teacher introduces the game rules, and children gain their initial experience to be familiar with the gameplay. In the intelligent play stage, the teacher guides children to research game strategies and dig deeper into the games, developing higher-level thinking. In the creative stage, teachers and children collaborate to co-create new game rules, achieving a leap from 1 to N. During the exploration stage, teachers should introduce a new game with collective explanation and live demonstration. This ensures every child clearly understands the materials required, the method for assembling the baseboards, and the core rules of the game. In rule-based games, particularly strategic games within the transfer module, there are many hidden techniques for winning. Therefore, during the intelligent stage, the teacher's focus should be on guiding children to think how to win, helping them discover and summarize effective game strategies. As a game is played repeatedly, children may gradually lose interest. At this point, we can move into the creative stage, encouraging them to boldly change the rules, swap out materials, or adjust the difficulty levels. This allows old games to have new life. In classroom environment creation, Magnidesk elements can also be integrated. For example, we can hang all the game cards on the wall to create a game card wall. If children do not want to play the 4 games provided for the current month, they can independently select any other game they want to play from the wall as a replacement. We can also create a game representation wall. Encourage children to use drawings to record their personal game stories, the winning strategies they discovered, or the challenges they encountered. This not only promotes peer-to-peer learning and communication, but also helps teachers assess the children's developmental levels during play. To spark children's competitiveness and engagement, we can also introduce incentive mechanisms. For instance, we can set up a brave challenge where children challenge teachers or experts, or a leaderboard, to record the number of wins per week or month. These additions will make the game atmosphere much more vibrant and exciting. To assist teachers in using these materials better, we have meticulously compiled the Teacher's Guide Manual. The manual is divided into 4 sections. Game Camp provides a detailed introduction to the games included in the Magnidesk set and their corresponding materials. Creative Camp offers suggestions for classroom environment creation to help build an engaging and fun game atmosphere. Organization Camp outlines the progression of the games and provides specific organizational strategies for the 3 stages: exploration, intelligent play, and creative play. Evaluation Camp provides teachers with scientific observation and evaluation tools, helping them record children's play behaviors more accurately and offer targeted guidance. Here is an overview of the observation and assessment forms provided in the Evaluation Camp. You may turn to the corresponding section of the guide manual for deep reading after the session finish. All content covered today are presented in a more detailed and systematic manner within the manual. We hope that after this training session, you will study this guidebook carefully. It is designed to be your most reliable companion in utilizing the Magnidesk series. As we approach the end of today's training exchange on Magnidesk, we hope this session has provided you with deeper understanding of the material's educational potential and can truly achieve our educational goal in future practice: transforming a love for play into skilled play, and skilled play into wise play. That's all, thanks for your listening.